Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
CatholicUnderground.com, the podcast about our Catholic faith and new media.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Dutch priest barred for pedophilia. A Dutch Salesian priest and his superior are placed on administrative leave after it was discovered that both endorsed pedophilia. The priest, identified as Father Van B., has publicly acknowledged being fined twice for lewd conduct and having served on the board of Martine, an organization that promotes the legalization of pedophilia. His superior, Father Herman Spronk, has acknowledged not trying to stop Van B from performing his priestly duties despite being aware of his past. The head of the Salesian Order has issued statements condemning Van B, and an investigation has been mounted, the results of which will be sent to Rome. Chemical abortion kills adolescent. A 16-year-old Portuguese girl is dead after taking RU-486, the controversial and always dangerous abortive drug. The girl arrived at the emergency room of a local hospital 5 days after beginning the drug regimen and died within the next 18 hours after surgeons performed an emergency hysterectomy, attempting to save her life. Portuguese Junior Health Secretary Eugene Rochella says that 16-year-old girl succumbed to septic shock, a side effect that has also killed several other women attempting to murder their babies through chemical abortion. An Australian study points out that the chemical RU-486 abortions create more complications than surgical abortions and are known to have caused the death of mother and child on many occasions. Priests apprehended to prevent pilgrimage. In a move to reduce the morale of Chinese faithful, the government has taken all parish priests in Shanghai into custody to deter them from celebrating the World Day of Prayer in China. Asia News reports none of the underground Catholic community in the city was able to celebrate Sunday Mass because priests are being sent on what is being called a, quote, tour at the government's expense. Since Pope Benedict launched the prayer day in 2008, it has been marked by pilgrimage celebrations in honor of Our Lady of Shushan, but has been met by stiff resistance from law officials seeking to undermine the Catholic Church. The communist government does allow some Catholics to visit the shrine, but only members of its Chinese Patriotic Catholic Association. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
PSAs for Planned Parenthood. MTV has booted pro-life programming by Heroic Media to air public service announcements for Planned Parenthood. The MTV advertising sales representative says he was, quote, in the works with doing a partnership with Planned Parenthood and different opportunities for PSAs when he decided that he did not want to run Heroic Media on MTV, end quote. MTV has worked with Planned Parenthood in the past, but many question why pro-life messages have not been given government funding. Heroic Media is best remembered for its pro-life billboards, particularly the one in New York that was removed under pressure from abortion activists. And lastly, Brazil Beatifies Nun. Some 78,000 people in Brazil gathered for a ceremony for the beatification of Sister Dulce, also known as the Angel of Bahia. The ceremony was held at the Church of Our Lady of Hope, where it was being broadcasted live on television. The decree beatifying Sister Dulce was signed by Pope Benedict in 2010, declaring that the nun was responsible for a miracle during a high-risk birth in 2001. Beatification is the last stage before sainthood, a process that can take several years, also requiring proven miracles. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex today, where Michael will discuss the priest in pain. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tell all your friends about us, and as always, God bless.